Today we will review 6th grade math lesson 4.4. This lesson will cover how to divide decimals. Here's your I can statement. I can divide a multi-digit decimal by a decimal to the hundredths place and explain it to others. Let's begin. Division with decimals is very similar to division with whole numbers. You can use several strategies to solve these problems, such as the partial quotient method or the standard algorithm. I'm going to be reviewing the standard algorithm with you today. Before beginning division with decimals, there are a few steps you need to follow. So if we have 55 and 318 thousandths divided by 3 and 4/10, the first thing I'm going to do is write it in standard form. That's step 1. So that's step number 1. Step 2 states move the decimal point on the divisor and the dividend. So before beginning division with decimals, we have to rewrite the divisor. And we rewrite the divisor by moving the decimal point to the right as many times necessary until the divisor is a whole number. So in this example here, you can see that we have 3 and 4/10. Because it's 4/10, I'm moving the decimal over just one place. So what I do to the divisor, I must do to the dividend. So what I want you to understand is that is the same thing as saying here, really similar when we were working with equivalent fractions in a previous lesson. 55 and 318 thousandths is being divided by 3 and 4/10. If I want to make 3 and 4/10 into a whole number, I would need to multiply this by 10. So what I do to the denominator, I have to do to the numerator. Because if I'm multiplying this number by 10, I must also multiply the dividend by 10. So here is step 2. And then step 3 is we just go ahead and we divide as we normally would. So keep dividing until the quotient repeats or comes out evenly. So you can see in this example here that 34 goes into 550. So it's saying 34 goes into 55 one time. 1 times 34 is 34. They subtract and then they bring down the 3. Then 34 goes into 213 6 times. 6 times 34 is 204. So then I subtract and then I bring down the 1. Can 34 go into 91? Yes, 2 times. 2 times 34 is 68. Subtract, bring down the 8. Then can 34 go into 238? Yes, 7 times. 7 times 34 is 238. One thing also to remember when you're doing this, if you see that your decimal point is here, really make sure that you are lining up your digits and keeping your decimal point in the quotient, which is the answer to the division problem. Zamara has $24.94. She wants to buy as many stickers as she can, and each sticker costs 29 cents. How many stickers can she buy? So if you notice in this example here, we are looking here at your divisor, and this divisor is in the hundredth place, so I am multiplying this by 100, the divisor, but I also multiply the dividend by the 100 as well. So if this is in hundreds place, I have to multiply it by 100. And what I do to this number, I must do to this number. So then we rewrite it. So we've rewritten our division problem as 2,494 divided by 29. And then we go ahead and do our division. Let's do question 1 together. Ming's family drove to see Ming's grandmother during winter vacation. They drove 763 and 75 hundredths of a mile. So that's my total. So that's my dividend. And used 23 and 5/10 gallons of gas. How many miles per gallon did the car go? So let's go ahead and do my division problem and set that up. So I know that 763 and 75 miles was my total. So that is my dividend. And 23 and 5/10 is my divisor. Because I have 23 and 5/10, I'm multiplying this number by 10 and this number by 10. So I'm moving the decimal over just one place because of place value. So then I get 235, and then I've moved that decimal over. So make sure you put it really big here for your quotient. Okay. Well, 235 can't go into 7, and it can't go into 76, but it can go into 763. Let's do 3 times. 3 times 5 is 15. 3 times 3 is 9, plus 1 is 10. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Subtract. Bring down the 7. Can 235 go into 587? 2 times, make sure you're lining up your digits. 2 times 235 is 470. Subtract. I get 117, and that's not enough, so I have to bring down the 5. Can 235 go into 1,175? 5 times. 5 times 235 is 1,175. So how many miles did their car go? So the quotient was 32 and 5/10 miles per gallon. Go ahead and stop this video. This is a great time for you to complete these problems on your own first, and then review your answers. Now that you've had time to work on these by yourself, let me go ahead and give you the answer so you can check. So this is 25 and 65 hundredths of a foot. And then question 3 is 235 hamburgers. That is our lesson for Module 4, Lesson 4, Grade 6.